What my coach say? What did he say this time? Oh yeah? Which one? You talking about the fake dream? We talking about flashbacks to him being in the prison? When he was surrounded by the other inmates? And he yelled out, Jesus, Jesus. Is that what we're talking about? Really? Okay, so you can just make up a dream and use that to support your message? Use that to support your motivation for the day? Oh yeah? Is that what my coach is up to? Just making up dreams? All right, I mean, that is my coach. And sometimes you have to motivate your players. Motivate your heavy Tim followers by any means necessary. What else? Oh, he was talking about the Planet of the Apes? Oh yeah? And what was that in reference to? He was talking about Planet of the Apes, and he was using that as some type of biblical reference. Oh yeah? Okay. All right. And so he was talking about God that created the heavens and the earth and the planets. You're saying he also created the Planet of the Apes? Okay. All right. Oh yeah? And he was talking about how the ape made out that ooh, ooh, ah, ooh. He made out that ooh, ooh, ah, ooh. And he stuck out his arm. Oh yeah? And what happened when he stuck out his arm? The other ape started saying ooh, ooh, ah, ooh. Oh yeah? Like a big old cult. Like a big old cult of apes. Oh yeah? And he was trying to compare that to his following, his flock, his congregation of woeful Tim worshipers. Oh yeah? And he said all the ape had to do was hold out his arm. And then the falcon came. Oh yeah? And so he was comparing the falcon to Jesus. What did he say? Oh yeah? All you had to do was, instead of saying ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, call out the name of Jesus, and Jesus will come running. Oh yeah. Jesus will come running? Running from where? Because from what I understand, God is omnipresent, which means he's always there. Why would Jesus have to come running? Okay? Why would he have to come running? And we're talking about a falcon. Falcon would come and land on his arm. A trained falcon. And so he was talking about having Jesus trained up so that when you say Jesus, Jesus comes running. Training up Jesus? He was just drawing a comparison. Is that all it was? Was it motivational? Or was it foolishness? Motivational? Inspirational? Foolishness. Okay, all right. Okay, if you say so. But all right. Before I get to my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video, let me recognize you guys that have been active in the comments. Keep that dialogue flowing. Keep that commentary going both ways. Of course, I have to recognize you heavy Tim followers. You steady Tim supporters. I have to recognize you guys because I hear you guys in the comments. I see you guys in the comments. I heard you talking about if our Pastor Tim wants to put his 70-year-old mama to work on her day off, if he wants to pull her and snatch her away from her own resurrection ranch to climb up on a 10-foot ladder and do foolish caulk work, then so be it. If he wants to claim that he made it optional for his mama, if he wants to claim that he offered to pay her some kind of salary, if he was going to pay her something for that task, if he wants to claim that he was going to pay Grandma Lily, so be it. Okay? I'm sure it's just going to be added onto her tab, her running tab for the work that she already does out there at the Resurrection Ranch. But if he wants to put his mama to work and claim that he cannot find any dedicated workers, any diligent workers, any serious, hardworking young folk, if he wants to claim that, then so be it. Okay? If he says he can't find folks of character, even when he looks in the mirror, then so be it, Captain. Who are you, Captain, to scrutinize the choices that he makes and how it impacts those around him? God darn it, Captain. If he wants to do it, if he wants to make those choices, if he wants to impose himself, if he wants to dominate those in his inner circle, then so be it. God darn it, so be it. And I'm like, ho, 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 ho. I hear you guys. Language, but I hear you guys. You guys be wilding in the comments, but I hear you. And as long as you guys are wilding, I'm going to keep digressing. Welcome back to the end game, where today I'm going to provide my reaction to the recent IAG Farms video where Tim talks about learning to live off the land. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean learning to? Now, us observant viewers, we know that you guys have not been living off the land for the past 2 to 3 years. We already know that. But for your heavy Tim followers, they thought that you guys were living off the land. Okay? What next? You're going to tell them there's no real ministry? What next? You're going to tell them there's no real farm? What next, coach? But in this video, he's talking about them learning to live off the land. And so I'm going to provide my reaction to that video here. Early in the video, we see them talking that vocational homeschool nonsense yet again. Okay? Megan talks about ripping them out of the homeschool, the traditional homeschooling, the traditional education classroom type learning, ripping them out because they got a call that their chicks or their ducks or their turkeys had arrived at the post office. And of course, that takes priority over education. That takes priority over actual learning. And so as such, she's going to interrupt. She's going to disrupt their homeschooling, and they're going to do one of their vocational trips. They're going to do a vocational field trip followed by some vocational field work with those chicks and that fowl and that poultry in that raggedy old shack. And we're like, okay, Megan, the clock is ticking. The more that you disrupt that education of those boys, the more that those boys' education will be disrupted. Think about it for a moment, Megan. But early on, we see you guys going about one of your additional foolish vocational field trips, vocational field training ventures. We'll call them ventures. All right.
That have arrived. So the boys and I are going to do a vocational homeschool day, and we are headed to the post office. So we've just got done with breakfast, and the boys did farm chores before breakfast. So we are ready to head out, and we are going to pick up our baby poultry. It's going to be so exciting, so much fun, just to see the boys handle the ducks and the turkeys, and I can't wait to go pick them up. It's going to be an exciting, fun family farm day. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. Where's Tim?
He's still in there.
He's coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
We going to go to the post office to get some chickens.
Yes, we are. I think it might be our ducks and our turkeys, but we'll see.
And the ostriches.
Ostriches? No. What do you think, Titus?
Good. We're going. I'm excited that we're going to the post office again.
Good. Tim, we got the crew. We're ready to go. We're waiting on you, leader.
We got some chickens so they can lay some eggs in a while and get some ducks so we can finally eat some duck eggs because the ducks grow pretty fast.
They do. All right, boys. Well, let's head out. Let's get in rooster and go.
All right. Cut.
All righty. Who won? Who got two in a row? Who got two?
Nobody.
Okay. I think.
I got 0.
All right. Whoever won, get on in.
Now, it was good to see the boys going to the post office again. Last time we saw some footage, it involved you guys snitching on that postal worker when she accidentally locked herself out of her area. And so it's good to see you guys going to the post office and actually not snitching on one of the workers, not jeopardizing one of those workers' jobs. Good to see the boys going to the post office, getting their packages as traditional customers do, without documenting anything that may be controversial. Okay. And now, near the end of that post office footage, of course, we got to see that apparently Noah's socialization is not going according to schedule. We see that Noah has difficulty getting out of the door, choosing the correct door to exit from the post office. It's a minor issue, except for the fact that everybody else went out of the other door. And Noah was left trying to exit from the entry door. And of course you say, hey, Noah, come on over here with us. And so, of course, we have to ask, how is that socialization going if little Noah doesn't even know how to open a door? If Noah doesn't even know how to recognize an exit or an entry door? How's the socialization going?
I can't wait to see
Okay. All right, Tim. It's on you, buddy. You gonna carry them?
Yes.
Oh, she's gonna come here. Oh, my bad. I just thought you were gonna go to the. Wait, let Tim get them.
Yeah, I want to look at it.
Okay, get the door for Tim.
I can't see him.
I know we're
I
gonna.
can feel him moving around.
Really? We'll get them out, okay? When we get them settled. Thank you so much. Got it, Noah? Need help? Noah, come on through this door, please. Thank you. All right, y'all head on to the excursion.
Oh, yeah, I see him here.
You can see him? Good. All right, so we'll put them on the front seat.
Later, we see some footage of the boys opening the death trap. The death trap of a coffin that is called your brooder, that you call a brooder. And we're reminded that it's an occupational hazard. Those little supports that you put on the side, obviously, they're going to take some getting used to. I'm not even sure if small boys are going to be able to handle it. I'm not sure if mentally they're going to be able to put them in the proper location. Of course, we saw that my coach Tim had to instruct them on proper placement of those little chalk blocks. And so we do need to remember those boys have to be careful out there working in that area. Now, we were, of course, reminded that the actual dimensions of that brooder were in error. The actual dimensions are off. It actually represents a failure in design because those boys they'll never be able to reach over into that brooder in order to service those ducks or turkeys or chickens. They'll never be able to reach over the edge. You have to give them some type of step stool and just hope that they don't fall over into there. But those lids and the way they're constructed, unfortunately, it's a hazard because sooner or later, one of those lids is going to come crashing down on one of those boys. Maybe they come crashing down on Megan, but a little bit better design consideration, a little bit more thought in the design, a little bit more mindful of safety. I understand when you're normally doing your construction work or your carpentry work, safety is an afterthought. We understand that you have not been teaching the boys anything about having a safe workplace. But with regards to this death trap, holy moly, hopefully you'll improve that design, add in some features. Thus by it's not going to be a constant and a regular safety threat for those boys.
Can you pull the thing up for me? Yeah, open it. Sure. Go ahead, open it. Here you get the other side.
set it where it's flat. Yep, yep.
Let's get 6. Don't like to see them.
We finally have these baby birds home, and we have literally not even opened the box yet, right, boys?
Yeah, I'm like so excited to open the box. It's hardly, I can't contain it. It's so hard.
Yeah, we think we saw some ducks like through the little air holes. We saw yellow feathering and like a little beak. So we're pretty sure that there are ducks in there. We aren't sure. We think maybe they're turkeys. We're not quite sure. We had Tim even try to look at the shipping list, but we couldn't figure it out on the way home. So literally we will be opening this for the first time and seeing.
Later in the video, we see my coach and y'all's pastor struggling to lift that 50-pound bag of feed. And we're like, hold on now. I thought that he was an alpha male. I thought it's an alpha male. He's struggling with 50 pounds with his big old self. He's struggling with a 50-pound bag. But he's struggling with that feed. And eventually he gets it over to the shack or the shed. Eventually he gets it over there after struggling with it. Where's the upper body strength? Coach, you're working out on a daily basis, coach. What are you working on at the gym? What are you working on? Because clearly it's not upper body. Okay. What are you doing? Crunches? You're working on your abs? Okay. But he gets the feed over to the shed, and he instructs the boys on how to fill the little chick feeder. He instructs them on how to fill it slowly and level it out, which ultimately means that he's showing the boys how to feed the mice or the rats. It could be rats, but he's showing the boys how to feed the mice. He's showing them how to feed the mice when inevitably they're going to be spilling feed all over the place. He alludes to the fact that it might have been a little bit easier if they filled the feeders inside of the brooder. Of course, he remembered that the exterior wall is too high. It's too high for those boys. Okay, it's almost too high for Megan, but it's too high for those boys, and as such, they would never be able to fill those feeders. They'll never be able to change out those little water dispensers. It's a huge error. It's a huge failure in design. But now, coach, it's early enough that you can change the design. You can improve that design, coach. It's not too late. Okay. It might be too late from a pride standpoint, considering that you already have it documented on film. But from the standpoint of it being useful, from the standpoint of it being accessible for those boys and Megan, from the standpoint of it being safe, coach, it's not too late for you to improve that design, coach. It's not too late.
So we put this on a flat surface. Get the scooper and pour. Get the scooper and pour the feed in.
No, that's mine.
Gently. Let me try. So you don't have to get a full scoop. Just get, and then you just sprinkle it. What is it? Good. Might even been safer to do that on the inside. That's so deep though. Probably easy.
Later in the kids' vocational training, we see Tim stretching what had to be 100 yards. 100 yards of extension cords. 100 yards. I'm like, okay, coach. So the boys they're assisting you, they're aiding you, and they're watching you, coach. And we can't help but wonder what happens when it rains out there on those electrical lines. What happens when there's excessive moisture out there on those electrical connections, coach? What happens? Not only is it not good workmanship, as part of their vocational training. It's not good vocational training, by the way. But not only is it not good training, but coach, what happens when that water from the rain or from the flooding, what happens when it hits those cords, coach? Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about fried chicken. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3, fried chicken. Good gracious, coach. A little bit of pre-planning, a little bit of forethought would have saved yet another safety hazard out there, coach. Now, instead of you extending 100 yards of cord out to those bootleg brooders so that you could provide power to those heat lamps, coach, a little bit of forethought, coach. Why not hire an electrical contractor, coach, to actually run some safe, some certified power over to that shack? Why not, coach? Now, after all, eventually you're headed toward having a chicken processing shed. Okay. And if you're going to be doing some chicken processing, I'm just guessing, coach, you're the expert. Not the expert. Not an expert at all. But coach, I'm just guessing that for that chicken processing center, you're going to need some type of power going over there. All right, coach. A little bit of forethought, coach. But fortunately, once again, it's not too late. Follow your pride, coach, and make it right. Otherwise, coach, fried chicken, amongst other things.
Kakada boom, kakada boom, kakada. 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 Kakada boom, kakada boom, kakada.
So water won't get in. Just put tape around it. Yeah, I got some big clear tape.
A short while later, my coach Tim, he acknowledges all of the comments that he's seen within the reaction channels. He gives you guys acknowledgement of the comments. He's not referring to those fictional emails that he's receiving and he's responding to. He's not acknowledging those. He's acknowledging the comments that he sees. And he's like, yes, guys, I'm supposed to, instead of helping you guys out here with this brooder, instead of coming out here to help you and not just leaving you out here balancing little Benjamin on your hip and balancing these feeders and this watering station and these boys and what have you, rather than me leaving you to your own devices, Megan and boys, I actually could be in the house doing what I do best, and that's napping and editing. So he acknowledges that he's seeing plenty of feedback about him napping most of his time. And when he's not napping, he's editing. Okay? So shout out to you guys that have been commenting. Shout out to you guys that have been active in the comments. Shout out to those reaction channels that are giving Tim an opportunity to get some feedback that apparently he's afraid of receiving within his own channel. But our only question in this, Tim, is napping from what? Napping from what, Tim? The boys did the farm chores, right? Megan and the boys, they went to retrieve the chicks. They went to the post office to retrieve the chicks. And so, Tim, what are you napping from? From what, Tim?
Heat lamps going. Everything's hooked up. They're operational. So finally, y'all, we've been waiting for this moment where we can actually put chicks.
I'm done working
And
in there.
birds.
Can I go back in here and get back to my nap? I'm supposed to be in here editing videos and napping. Ain't that right, man? Ain't that right, boy? Ain't that right, boy? They got me out here working.
Which he's gladly doing, y'all. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead. Y'all ready, boys? Yeah! Finally, we waited for this moment, and we can get the chicks put in the brooder.
All right, boys. I think I got a piece of a bar of soap in here, over here on my thing over here. It got a little bit of mouse poop on it.
No!
Last time I saw it, the mouse had, I don't know if they were eating it or washing their hands after they've been eating all our food. But listen, so very important though, on the serious side. Benjamin, you too. You're not allowed to touch the chickens, all right? No kids under 5 years old. Man, stop hitting folks in the face, Mike. No kids under 5 years old, or no kids that chew on their fingernails or suck their thumb or anything like that can touch the chickens, because these chickens, most likely, they don't have the disease called salmonella. Is that right? Yeah, most likely they don't have the disease called.
Later in the video, we see little Benjamin getting in the act. We see him pulled up on that brooder, and he's trying to impart a little bit of wisdom on those little chicks. And he's like, y'all gonna die. Y'all gonna die before you fulfill your calling. Before you wind up in my daddy's belly, y'all gonna die. And he's telling those, don't forget, little Benjamin is like a chick whisperer. And he's like, although my daddy and my mama have claimed that they're bringing new life to the farm, they're actually bringing in new death. Okay? All right? There's a reason why they call this brooder a coffin. Okay? This represents your final resting place. And so little Benjamin is like, which one of you guys want to die first? Who wants to die first? Little Benjamin. He's like, ashes to ashes. You guys may look cute, but ashes to ashes. And bless little Benjamin's heart for not putting his fingers in his mouth repeatedly. After he was in with the action of them loading those chicks and ducks and what have you into that brooder. After Tim was goofy enough to set little Benjamin up on top of the brooder. After he was involved in the action, bless little Benjamin's heart that he was mindful enough not to put his fingers in his mouth, not to put his hands in his mouth constantly. We know the fingers went in the mouth. We know the hand went in the mouth. Okay? Bless his heart that he didn't do it constantly. Bless his heart that little Benjamin can stay safe and disease-free.
Kakada boom, kakada boom, kakada. 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 Kakada boom, kakada boom.
Even the dogs got in the act. When my coach Tim asked them, "Hey, are you guys going to protect these chicks or ducks or turkey?" And of course, the dogs are like, "Yes, of course, we're going to protect these chicks. We're going to protect these turkey. We're going to protect them the same way that you protected that rusty old sausage, the same way you protected that tainted old lamb meat." The same way that you protected it. We're going to protect these chickadees. We're going to protect them in our bellies. The same way that you protect the others. We're going to accelerate their calling, okay? Their full calling will be winding up in your belly. Papa Tim, we're going to accelerate their calling and get them into our bellies as soon as possible with all due haste.
Is that not so cool?
Yeah.
All right, boys, y'all come on over. Wash up.
Even got a little thing.
Come on, wash up.
All right, here.
Yeah.
What you think, Solo? You gonna protect our chickens?
Okay.
Yeah, I know you, of course.
Oh yeah. It's y'all's job, dogs, to protect these little bitties.
And
All right?
don't eat them.
And don't eat them.
We have finally gotten all the ducks and all the turkeys set up in their brooder, and they're doing great. We just have one turkey we're a little bit concerned about, but we will keep an eye on him. Hopefully he will bounce back. These are all the turkeys and all the ducks are what we're calling our meat birds, or we're raising them for meat. A lot of times when we raise an animal just for meat, we call it a feeder. So we're not planning on, breeding or keeping these particular ducks or turkeys around. We're just planning on raising them for meat, and then they'll go to freezer camp where they will fulfill their calling of being a turkey or a duck that someone can eat. So that's why we're raising these birds. They're headed to freezer camp to
But all right, that's it. That's it for my reaction to that recent IAG Farms video where Tim talks about learning to live off the land. Learning. After all these years, you're just learning. But please like, comment, and subscribe. Chop it up in the comments. Burner Tim, I expect to see you in the comments. Heavies, I expect to see you guys there as well. Like, comment, and subscribe. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that love. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine the light. Until next time.